Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video, not once, but twice, cross the 3,000 likes mark, putting us over 300 for the like streak goal of this Invicta Challenge, which will be happening tomorrow for Wacky Wednesday. Oh man, we had so many videos over the weekend just explode. Thank you all very much for all the support. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow's Invicta Challenge. Should be a lot of fun. So here's your amazing artwork of the day sent in here on the Invicta subreddit by Vix Melody, and I absolutely adore this artwork. The shading, the lighting, I mean, the fact that there's a microphone along with everything else, it just looks so metal, including the axe as well, which is a reference to, I'm assuming, the Path of Exile axe. So really amazing stuff. If I could make this into a t-shirt, like a full-blown t-shirt, I definitely would. So thank you very much, Vix Melody. Incredible art. Probably some of the most impressive that I've seen this year. Let's hop on in and get rocking and rolling. Today's going to be Furf E6 and I don't know. I felt like saying Furf. Well, we got base Isaac speed as far as movement speed goes. We're also starting off with Brown Nugget. And that is not Bloody Lust, unfortunately. That is anemic, which is going to cause us to basically drop down some creep whenever we take damage. Of course, Brown Nugget is going to allow us to spawn one singular immortal fly, which is going to do tons of damage if you get them piled up. Now, we found out that Brown Nugget is quite the weapon, quite the powerhouse in Greed. If you happen to get it along with, like, say, the 9-volt, you can do some serious work with the Brown Nugget. It's not an item that you should really, truly kind of depend upon on your regular runs here, but for supplementary damage, it can be worth okay. It can be worth a little bit of extra damage, but again, the strength of the Brown Nugget is really built into the fact that you can just put out an auto-firing turret that just has no cooldown, essentially. You're just waiting for... Well, I mean, technically that's not true. It does have a cooldown, but you know what I mean, though? Like, you can use it more than once per room. One bomb gets us the world here. Not only do we get a tinted rock, but we also could possibly get an eternal heart. But yeah, we'll see if we can get ourselves one of them bombas. One of them bombas. Also starting off with large zit here in our first item room, which is going to fire off a slowing shot, which does a very good amount of slow damage, speed damage. I mean, whatever you want to call it. It slows them down quite a bit. I'm gonna see if I can juke and jive in here, just throw off one of them there Brown Nugget flies, and just let them do their job. Old dang old flies, man. Old dang old spiders. Yo. Fortunately, no bombs there. Yeah, I'm still waiting for us to get some kind of clear reward here. We also have a chariot card, which we could use to go into the curse room. With us having only 1.5 hearts here, I'd prefer not to go in there and go down to 1/2 heart. And we're gonna start off with famine, so lucky us. Now, the only good thing about this is the fact that we do have. I mean, famine is very susceptible to slowing. He does cause 1 full heart of damage, though, apparently. So we got to be a little bit careful here. Kind of annoyed by that. If I have to use the chariot card, I will. But we got to be careful with clown physics when he's charging. And for those of you who didn't see that YouTube short about clown physics, whoo-wee. Yeah, I did have a pretty good comment. It was so good that like I had to like remove my original comment, which was just like, I think it was something stupid, but it wasn't nearly as good as my second one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely go back and look at the YouTube short. Okay, so we have to strategically place this bomb. I know the super secret room is here, but we only have one bomb, so we need to get this. We need to get this bomb. We need to get this eternal heart. Now, this bomb that we're about to place here is not going to. It should hit. It should hit the bomb rock. It's not going to hit this one, but it's definitely going to hit that one because it explodes in a radius of 3. And by that, I mean it's definitely not going to. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we have to decide right now what's more important. Getting the Eternal Heart or getting the... We could possibly get bombs from here. I'm going to go for it. This is not going to hit that bomb rock. Yeah, so somehow that one hit, but the other one didn't hit. I guess it was just an iota of a pixel, not close enough. I am going to go into the curse room here. I'm hoping that we find a red heart in this room that precedes us going in there. But again, I have the chariot card, so if if something just horrible happens, we'll be able to at least get out of there and then grab that soul heart. Yeah, so now we can't go in there without dying. So we have to use the did we not get a soul heart? Hang on, I'm losing my mind here. Was there not a soul heart on the ground from that tinted rock? There was. Okay. I was about to go run into the curse room being like, oh, we're gonna be totally fine, and then find out, oh yeah, there's no soul heart on the ground for the next floor. We just have this eternal heart. Guppy's tail I am going to take, even though I really shouldn't. Mainly because it's going to destroy our key economy, but with us having the Swallowed Penny and being able to have a pretty decent amount of options for early game economy, we should be able to be okay. As long as we pick and choose with basically which chests we open. We could take Spider Mod. I'm gonna opt for the Soul Heart though. We could have also bought the key. I was hoping there's gonna be a bomb in there because obviously we really want to get that Eternal Heart, but that's just not gonna happen. So going on to the discussion of the episode. I say discussion because lots of people were talking about the data sheets for the month of June. Now that we are officially out of June, thank goodness. The hell month is over for us. I have a lot of people who have been doing the sheets. Some sheets are better than others, but I wanted to tell people that I probably have the choice. See, that's what we needed. This is what we need to not have. I probably have the choice for the sheet that I'm going to pick for the official, like, this is like the cleanest one. This is that sort of thing. So I want to stress that if you haven't done a sheet yet, to probably just save your time. Hopefully this video got out to you in time, because I don't want people to waste their time. If I already pretty much have a master sheet, as it were. But I want to say thank you to everyone who compiled the data, who watched all the episodes from June. No, we can't do that. I wouldn't mind a red heart or two here though, game. Thank you. Thank you. We're definitely out of June now. Yeah, a lot of the discussion was just people asking questions about the sheet, and, you know, how's it going to work, and is it going to be for 1 month? Is it going to be for like all the months? I would like to have a baseline to compare to for all the months of the year, for the rest of this year, and then maybe even do like a full year in review. That would be a funny video to see which month was truly the worst of the year, but that would require a large amount of time investment to go all the way back and rewatch every single episode to compile the data in a spreadsheet. So I don't expect anyone to realistically do that, because that's just insanity. We had one developer on the, I think it was on the subreddit. It was either subreddit or Discord. I'm pretty sure that it was on the Reddit though. Who's actually a programmer, and they said that they were making like a program to like put everything out in like some sort of equation I didn't understand clearly. And that's cool. That kind of stuff would probably be very useful. I've always kind of dreamt of having like some kind of database that shows like, hey, like this is what we did for the year. This is how many devil deals we lost. This is that sort of stuff. That would be awesome. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. So, ooh, definitely we can take more options here. More options is going to always give us a second item in our item rooms from here on out to choose from. We do have the Soul of Lazarus. Somehow I knew Larry Jr. was going to do that. I'm glad that I snuck past him. I'm not going to use a bomb here against Larry Jr. It's just unnecessary. The brown nugget flies should be doing an adequate amount of damage here, even though if Isaac can't do an adequate amount of damage. We have very low tears rate in terms of, comparatively speaking, to Isaac base tiers, and our damage is also subpar. There's nothing really good about this run, except for shot speed, I guess. And that's definitely one way to solve that problem. So the conundrum now and always when you're talking about an early Judas' Shadow is, when do you turn into Dark Judas? Do you do it now? Do you wait? I think we're gonna have to wait because we have so much. We have almost too much Red Heart HP for me to just like throw away into oblivion essentially. It would be much better suited for like say a sack room, or even better to go to a devil deal and actually get a devil deal item, especially with us having 1 of 3 for Guppy already. And of course, us taking early Guppy's tail means that we literally will never see another Guppy item. We already know it. You know it. I know it. It's just going to happen. 3 bombs to get a tinted rock, which was okay. 2 bombs to get a tinted rock and a soul heart. Not bad. I'll definitely take that. I'm not going to take the meat cleaver just because there's just no reason to. I mean, the brown nugget. I honestly prefer brown nugget. It is like no joke, it is a very significant amount of damage. Again, if you have a prolonged fight in any type of environment, the brown nugget flies, they're gonna do you well. They're going to bring the value and the damage. And whenever you're talking about a tears rate like this, any extra supplemental damage is a good thing. Should mention really quickly that last Tuesday's episode of the Death Certificate, that one was me. Like, I recorded a very large session so I could take a couple days off during the weekend, and Alex was like, he's like, so do you have an idea for Tuesday? And I said, no, not really. And then unfortunately Alex has been getting over some tooth pain, so he was like, well, I tried to make the coolest Death Certificate I could, and I think he actually like pretty much succeeded, because last Tuesday's thumb was well, I mean, just like all the thumbnails though. I mean, like Sunday's thumbnail was amazing with a keeper run, and you know, I mean, Alex he does an amazing job. I'm lucky to have him, and you know, I think that he's really found his stride when it comes to artwork. We've been working together for I think over a year now, of just probably over a year at this point, like well over a year. It felt like he's always been there from the beginning, and he's definitely one of the top artists I've ever worked with, and I'm very happy to have him on for Teams Invicta for the long haul. And it's nice too because he gets a I don't want to say easy, but he gets a very dependable paycheck. I'm gonna go over here and do that. So what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that supporting my videos also supports Alex, and thank you very much for doing so. We're going to end up taking Tooth and Nail here. What's nice about Tooth and Nail is that now we can enter into curse rooms for free. All we have to do is wait. Careful. All we have to do is wait for it to proc. Like that. We just walk through. No problem at all. Then we're going to have to wait back. But again, this is definitely worth not using the HP for it. So what happens is it goes tick, 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 boom, basically, and then the boom is where Tooth and Nail actually procs. You have total immunity. It's very nice, and you know, it's like having a timer, like having a Holy Mantle on time. It's always reliable. I just wish that it dealt like a ton of damage. That would be cool. Use the brown nugget here just to help us out with the Zubats, because you know they're coming. There they are. Fortunately, we were 1 second too late to get Tooth and Nail out, but what can you do? Oh yeah, we don't have any keys. Yeah, so this is where Guppy's tail really starts to falter here. And the reason why I say it's usually not a good idea to ever take it, but I did it anyway. Not saying it was the right move, but that was a move. You know what? You got to be confident, though. Like that's the overall biggest thing I can say about whatever you do. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. You know, even if you do the wrong thing, and you know that you're doing the wrong thing, you just got to look confident in doing it. And there you go. That's how you get all the ladies. Trust me. I don't get any ladies. I am confident though. Very, very confident. Sometimes people tell me I'm too confident. You know what? That's okay. I think having a lot of confidence, even if you know that you're like probably screwing up, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it, how you look, how you present yourself. You gotta play confident. Don't be scared. Can't play like you got 1 HP. You gotta play like you have 30 HP. I didn't even see that ball there. Wow, okay. See, when he loses all 3 of his balls, I think that he shouldn't have any more protection, in my opinion. And let Krampus kind of do his thing here. So, since the game is just hell-bent on not giving us any damage upgrades, we need to start thinking about turning into Black Judas. Because we need to have a solid game plan. And, I mean, us getting Lump of Coal here is huge, as that is going to scale very nicely with not only the total crap damage we have right now, but also whenever we turn into Dark Judas, which is going to probably happen sooner than later. We also have the Soul of Lazarus just in case we need to fall back upon it, but right now I think we're just going to do that. Just going to do that. And we really need keys, so getting an arcade, finding a 3-skull Monty, something like that is going to be one of our top priorities here. Super Secret Room might be south of this room. We have 5 bombs, so I could definitely take a stab at it if I wanted to. Now, a better player than I would wait until Tooth and Nail procced and then rush in with the Cuban Meat while we still have invincibility. Dime drop here. But I'm not that player. Yeah, I'm not using any more bombs. We need keys really bad. Okay, so we have a sack room here. We have the curse room. And no, you can't play the sack room while you're invincible. Although that would be cool. I definitely wouldn't mind it. It would be totally broken. Okay, we get second Guppy item here. I am going to take it over having a Brown Nugget. Because when we do inevitably turn into Dark Judas, we're going to need those extra fly damage there. So as much as we get supplemental damage and consistent damage from Brown Nugget, I think it does fall short when we're comparatively speaking about talking about the extra DPS with the Guppy flies, considering our damage up that we're going to get when we turn into Black Judas. You get it? You understand? Like, so the speculative DPS up it outweighs the benefits of us having the Brown Nugget now, assuming if we do turn into Guppy, it's going to go up way further because our base damage is going to go higher. And on top of that, assuming that we don't get Guppy, we're still going to be able to produce Guppy flies, which are going to produce more damage for us whenever we do turn into Black Judas than Brown Nugget can possibly offer without having the 9-volt. And I don't want to work off of speculative damage too much, but in this case, I think it does make more sense to take Guppy's head over having something like Brown Nugget, which I very frequently also forget to use every now and then. Frequently, but not every now and then. We're actually getting a lot of money here, which is great. Unfortunately, we don't have any keys, so I'm hoping all this money is building towards an arcade or something like that. We've seen enough of you, Dingle. This is old hat for you now. And apparently, concussing you and slowing you down doesn't actually mean anything. It just means that you're going to, like, fly across the screen in less than a frame. That was the greatest. If there has ever been one, if there could ever be a clip, or short, or TikTok, demonstrating what clown physics is, the essence of clown physics, it was that. It was the Dingle firing across the screen not once but twice. Now, I did show that to Ed, and I did show that to Zombolas. He didn't respond. Although I did just tweet it to him. I didn't DM him because I try not to DM Ed about Isaac stuff. Unless there's like a major problem. But I did hear back from Zombolas. And from what Zombolas said, he said that he's never seen anything like that outside of testing before. And he theorized that what caused the dip or the dingle or dinga, you know, whatever mob, the poop mob. He theorized that what possibly caused that was the interaction between Bighorn's hand and the dip. Because when I saw that happen, I thought originally it had to do something with a concussive shot and also landing like clipping onto like the steel block or something like that. But Zombolas brought up a good point. He said that, you know, whenever you have like slow or whenever you have Death's List or something like that and stuff travels underneath the ground, and you see it just kind of like bounce all over the place, he thinks that it may have something to do with that, but he doesn't have an actual answer. Like there's not really a good explanation of what happened there, which is infinitely funny to me, because that tells me that, like, yeah, we're crushing new territory here in the mosh pit. I mean, we've seen the physics engine flip out before, but nothing to that degree. That was on a totally different level. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. That one was not taken from YouTube, though. It was taken from one of my Twitch streams. Sun's Habit is okay. I definitely want to buy one of these here Yaves. We probably don't need the Soul of Lazarus anymore. So now the question becomes, do we or do we not? When do we turn into Black Judas? I think that we wait one more floor because we have this Eternal Heart. We could turn into Black Judas on this floor with the sack room. My proposal is more greedy than playing the sack room right now. Because what I'm banking on is us not getting a devil deal now and getting one on the next floor. And hopefully us having getting a devil deal first off that we can take. Secondly, we already know that Krampus is not there. So if we do get a devil deal on the next floor, we know at least it's going to be legitimate. But it's greedy because we can use we can do the sack room shuffle now. And all I'm doing is really trying to preserve this Eternal Heart for hopefully a better devil deal. And I'm hoping that we get a devil deal, obviously, because now we're 2 or 3 for Guppy. So it's all part of the plan. It may not be a good plan, but like I said, not about what you say, it's about how you say it and how you act around it, and that's it. The blank rune. AWAS. High Priestess we can at least use against the boss. This won't take our Eternal Heart. But it does give us some extra money. Thanks to the Swallowed Penny, which we still currently have in our trinket slot. But this is a very, very slow-moving not even meandering. This is I don't know. This is like a cold molasses on a very cold day type of a run here. Is it a crawl episode? I don't know. Again, if you're wondering where that second item in our item room came from, it's from us picking up the options, or more options from the store. Gives us a guaranteed extra item in every single item room. Wow. Great value. I'm not just talking about Walmart's brand either. I don't think I've ever had a Walmart cute game. I don't think I've ever had great value branded anything except like frozen strawberries. like I don't even know, like people often talk about like, oh, Walmart's got like they've got great like ice cream sandwiches at a great value, or you know, you should try their cereal and that sort of thing. I'm like, nah. For me personally, see, I was right. We did not get an angel or a devil deal here, so all right. Gambit Part 1 has paid off. Although I did forget to go back and go get that moon card, but oh well. I know where the secret rooms are anyway, so what kind of grade A moron doesn't know where the secret rooms are? Am I right? Yeah, I just don't. I don't personally have anything against generic brand names, but if I'm already kind of spending money for, like, say, cereal, for example, let's just say Frosted Flakes, because I do like me some Frosted Flakes. It's not the best, but definitely top tier. I would rather spend the extra $2 that it might save me to get the name brand rather than get, like, an imitation brand, you know? And, like, people like H-E-B, for example, it's a local, I say local chain, but it's a Texas chain down here. People often rant and rave about how good H-E-B stuff is, which I will admit that H-E-B branded stuff, especially the potato chips, oh, man. You want to talk about a good, like, grocery store brand that has, like, good substance? I'm talking about H-E-B or Kroger chips, y'all. Either one of them. Kroger or H-E-B brings the heat when it comes to potato chips. Trust me. It's definitely worth the savings. But when it comes to cereal in particular, I'm just not a fan. I'm like, yeah, people say that H-E-B branded Frosted Flakes are pretty good. I'm here to tell you that they're not, in my opinion anyway. And don't even get me started on, like, the sodas. Oh, gosh, the sodas. Everyone's got an opinion about grocery store brand soda. Now, the only grocery store brand soda that I will say holds up, is actually better than what it's replacing, is there's a soda called Lemon Drop. And it is designed to be Kroger's version of Mountain Dew. All right, now I'm not a big fan of Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew is quite bad. Excuse me? Did that guts just come off of the wall and make sure it went at an angle to hit us? Dude, Isaac, you are... Ever since the great schmoove of 2024 flying across the screen, you are just making up the rules now, apparently. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. That was some kind of insanity right there. Soda. Oh, yeah. Lemon Drop. Yeah, Lemon Drop is, it's very good. And I used to like Mountain Dew back in the day when I was like, 10 or so. But it's not great. Every now and then, every like 5 years, I'll buy like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew to be like, I think it's time to do the Dew. And the soda, here's, tell me if I'm crazy. Am I the only one who notices that Mountain Dew goes flat like instantly as soon as you open the can? That was one of the first impressions that I had of Mountain Dew. I bought one 12-pack like a couple months ago, right at the beginning of the year. And I was like, it went flat immediately. Like there's no carbonation. And it wasn't even like it was like, oh, they grabbed me like an old 12-pack off the shelves or something, because ain't nobody drinking Mountain Dew these days. It was like instant. I was like, what in the world? This is 0 carbs, and I ain't talking about carbohydrates. Am I the only one who notices that? I'm just like, I was baffled by that. Anyway, but if you ever get a chance to try Lemon Drop is legit. It's good. There we go. Okay, so 73% when you need to be here. We've got to get this devil deal here. If we don't, we're getting thoroughly 4D experienced right now. Obviously, I'm going to try to save the key here. We finally get a stat up that isn't shot speed. As much as I would love to have Scapular for Sack Room Shuffles, we have to take Sad Onion here. Our tears rate after getting a major tears up is now only at 3.23. Thank goodness we have that caffeine pill acquisition, because, man, that would have been bad. Maybe we take Tarot Cloth here and the Soul Heart. I was kind of hoping that we were going to get a Sack Room on this floor. So that's part 2 of the gambit that has not paid off so far. I was banking on us getting a Devil Deal and then us turning into Black Judas on this floor. in hopes of using that Eternal Heart for Devil Deal. But if we don't get the Devil Deal, and there's no sack room on this floor, then it was all for basically nothing. So what I'm trying to say is that, game, you got to give us the Devil Deal here, and it's got to be Guppy. And I can already see the writing on the wall that that is not going to be the case. Actually shocked that it's not there. I will be amazed if we get a Devil Deal here. I think we're going to get averaged out by the 73%. Hey, Gate, you kind of missed there, buddy. You clean up your trash. Yeah, we're staying max distance here from Gate because we want to use all that scaling from the lump of coal as much as we can. And again, we cannot rely upon us getting any kind of active mitigation, predictable active mitigation from Tooth and Nail. It's just the timing is never going to work out. Don't even bother. And it's really difficult to deal with these ads with this lack of damage here. 3.36. We do actually get a Devil Deal. We get our second syringe item, so we would have had spun had I taken experimental treatment. Go ahead and just let it all out. Come on, bring it in, come on, bring it out. Oh, he would have had spun if he had experimental treatment. Oh, why couldn't you have taken that? You should have gotten it, blah, 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 blah. You got it? All out? Okay. So no Guppy item. We do get our Devil Deal, which I am happy about. Death's Touch is going to be nice, although it does give us a Tears Down. And we might as well take Dark Matter as well, just because it's just more damage, which is something that we desperately need. I don't know where the secret room is. The super secret room. I do know where the super secret room is. Ooh. I am going to take Brainworm. So the nice thing about Brainworm and Lump of Coal is that it actually extends how effective Lump of Coal can be, because it starts taking twists and turns around the map, or around the room, and that actually gives you even more damage from it. Even if Lump of Coal doesn't travel that far away from you, it's still traveling a far distance, which is a key of using the scaling there. Curse the Unknown. 29 minutes to Mom is... Look, we got to call it as it is. I mean, we're crawling pretty bad right now. So damage starting to pick up. Now we really will get a big uptick in our clear speed if we turn into Black Judas here. Now, all you hindsighters out there will say, well, you should have turned into Black Judas earlier, then you wouldn't have the damage problems. Yeah, but again, I try to explain the plays as I'm going through it. I'm not saying they're always the right plays. I'm not saying they're always the wrong plays. You got to understand and sometimes realize that it's much easier to say, like, hey, you should have known that this was going to happen. You should have known you could have gotten spun. You should have known that if you have damage upgrades or damage problems, why not just turn to Black Judas early? And what I try to do is I try to explain the reasoning for not doing it immediately. Like, should you turn into Dark Judas as soon as you have the ability to? It depends. The universal answer for Isaac almost exclusively is going to be it's situational at best. There are times when you would, and there's times that you wouldn't. In this case, I didn't feel like it was necessary for us to go into the Dark Judas transformation yet, because of the reason why I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to get a better Devil Deal, right? Get a Fool card here, which I probably am just taking over the reverse Hangman, so we got a greed fight anyway. Hoping that there is a donation machine in there, because we can definitely use a little bit of it. I don't think it's there. It is there. Wow. Color me shocked. We could trade some bombs for keys, maybe, if we're lucky. Yeah, so Three Skull Monty is definitely a go here. I just want like 2 key payouts. There's one. It's not actually the skull I hit, but you know what? I'll allow it. That's what we really should do. I should let the game try to figure out which skull it's trying to hit by hitting the middle of the skulls. So it's 3 for 3 so far. 4 for 4, brother. I think we found the cure. We found the sauce. Okay. Still, that was wild though. Come on, 3 Skull Mod. You know we want keys. Just give us a key. Okay, well. On the house. Get to forever sit there and wait for a bomb to explode. That will never explode. You're now trapped in this vertigo. Like that one dude. Oh, he died. I was gonna say like that one dude in Bleach, but I went back. All I'm doing right now is looking for a sack room. Probably not gonna find one at this point. Us clearing stuff also gives us an opportunity for us to get more chests. You're seeing what Brainworm can do here. It's kind of like a pseudo spoonbender, kind of. Yo, that's perfect timing there. Ba-ba-ba. I'm of course going to get this key. I'm of course going to get this key. Whatever. All right. Also, I'm going to have to pause the recording after the floor transition because I have to make a phone call now, apparently. So apologies in advance. We're hoping that we get a Devil Deal here, and it just gives us Guppy. And then from then, it's kind of like, well, at this point, we're just holding on to Juice's Shadow just for the insurance sake. And we didn't get it. I'm going to take the negative. I'm feeling spicy today. I'm in a good mood. We got through the like streak goal, and we're about to go for the next one, which I'll reveal next weekend. But, yeah. So you are going to see a very brief pause in the recording. All right. Sorry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So we get another Curse of the Unknown here, which means that obviously we have no clue where HP still is at. But we need to be careful because now we're sitting, of course, in the danger zone of having 1 full heart of damage every time we take damage. Unless we get the wafer, which would be nice. I don't know how that heart stayed alive for so long. It's out dueling the doppelganger there just because we have Brainworm. Secret room might be there. I'd be surprised. We have 18 friggin' bombs, so yeah. It's not a usual spot for the secret room, but occasionally if you see this room here with the statue for a possible super secret room play, it occasionally can be there. It's not a usual one though. Again, we're just outranging here. Using the extra damage from lump of coal. Strength card, Strength card's not bad. Strength card will give us an opportunity to get another Devil Deal here. Without having to worry about losing too much HP, as it is going to give us 2 HP extra because of the Tarot Cloth. And we've gone the wrong way. We got 7 keys. I could risk, excuse me, I could risk taking some, yeah, some golden chests here. We are able to get a Tears upgrade, and slowly but surely, 35 minutes into this run, we're slowly taking shape. And we've gone the wrong way yet again. How does he do it? How does he do it? So explosion there from euthanasia. I appreciate the one upgrade we got, Guppy's tail, but I gotta put a limit on it now. You give us some extra keys, then we're talking. So we're really looking at a scenario now where we're just using Juice's Shadow just as insurance. A victory lap probably is not going to happen because we're already at almost 41 minutes, and we haven't even found Womb 1 yet, as far as the boss is concerned. We had this discussion on stream the other day. We were talking about the, like, you know, does your cereal preference change as you get older? And I think the answer is definitely yes. Hey, look at that. We can see our HP finally. And we had to wait till floor 8. But we finally get another chance for a double deal here. Yeah, I feel that your cereal preferences definitely change whenever you get older. I think your taste buds also just change too. Because I'm gonna admit, I will say it. You know, I still like CTC. I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is still going to be, you know, one of the top performers in any poll. But as I get older, I will say that I'm not gonna say I don't like Cinnamon Toast Crunch anymore. It doesn't hit like it used to for me. I'm fully on board right now. Like I've been kind of going through like an Applejack phase. I do like Apple Jacks. I think that they're good. But I'm in like the apples era right now. So I've been trying to eat healthier, and I've been Buttless Chubb. Got Buttless Chubb and Buttless Larry over here. I've been trying to eat healthier, and I've been doing a pretty good job at it. And I'm trying to eat less candy because, you know, I love sour candy. I love Sour Patch Kids. Give me some of them sour belts, brother. You got yourself a party. But it's not great for you, obviously. I don't think anyone eats any of these candies and be like, oh, you know, look at the label. Oh my God, these things are terrible for you. A la Dennis Leary from No Cure for Cancer. Okay. But I accept the fact that they are just one of my vices. You know, I love sour candy. And so I've been cutting back on that, and instead I've been eating lots of apples, like not even sour apples, just apples. And you know, I gotta say, like it definitely hits the same notes. It's not as sour as like some of the Sour Patch Kid stuff, but it's definitely way better for you. And you know, I'm a big apple fan. I'm not talking about Macintosh, by the way. I'm talking about like Apple. Give me some like a good Fuji. Give me a Honey Crisp. Give me a Red Delicious. I'm down for all that. Surprisingly, like I'm not a huge fan of Granny Smith apple. I know. There's gonna be that one guy in the comments to be like, anyone who says that they don't like Granny Smith apples is just an untrustworthy human being. Like it's fine. I don't need to earn your trust anyway. I'm not saying that I don't like Granny Smith apples. Like, I'll eat them. Obviously, they're great in apple pie. It's just not my first choice of apples. And we did not get Guppy, as to be expected. So now is the perfect time for us to just go straight to... We can go straight to the Dark Chest with Skipping Shoal. And this is why we have Juice's Shadow. But yeah, Victory Lap, definitely not going to happen here. Notice how the large zit is firing out every time we take damage. Okay, we get a Yabe. Soul Heart, we're going to save that for Black Judas. And we want soul hearts here. We got soul hearts. Nice. So what we can do now is we can go check the boss trap room. Tropicamide, I mean, it gives us range. What we could do, well, we don't want to die in here, right? So we're going to have to fight this without turning into Black Judas, which shouldn't be a big deal. Whoa, we got a Gurgling and Gertie Jr.? That's weird. Ear shot from Dark Matter definitely helping us out. Feared bloat, which is always a terrifying thing. Okay. Reason why we didn't want to turn into Black Judas here is because we still have a couple of taps left to go on the sack room before we can take these soul hearts. That's actually a really kind of a bad... that was a bad proc from Placenta. Yeah, so we need to turn into Black Judas now. And then pick up the soul hearts and then tap on the sack room shuffle. Hey, we got a penny. All right, so now we go over here, grab the soul hearts, and then teleport to the dark chest. And then teleport to the dark chest. Then teleport to the dark chest. One final hurrah for a guppy item. No, 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 and no. I'm not gonna take Twisted Pair. We simply just don't need them, and I don't want to lose the HP. And we got into a dead end. All right. But yeah, so I've been liking Nature's Own Sour Patch Kids. I just get apples, cut them up, bam. Great healthy snack that tastes great. It's got that sour tang to it. You know, I like eating apple skin, and it's just good. It's just good for you. In Apple Jacks, you know, I've been a little bit influenced lately with my cereal because of that. And I will say that, like, I'm not a huge fan of like sugary sweet cereal anymore. Like, I used to love Lucky Charms. I still kind of do, I guess, but like they're not my favorite by any means. I have to be in the right mood for Lucky Charms. And lately, I'm just like, nah. I'm kind of over it, you know. Same with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, like CTC is still good. You know, it's hard to beat the combo of cinnamon and sugar for a cereal. But that being said, I'm kind of lukewarm on CTC lately. I've been not feeling it as much. I'd much rather have a nice bowl of Raisin Bran, nice bowl of Apple Jacks. You know, give me some Frosted Flakes. I would say Honey Nut Cheerios. That used to be one of my favorite cereals, and then I got a really weird tasting box of them, and this is after I hadn't eaten them for a very long time, and it was just awful. Like, it tasted chemically, like, and I don't mean like it tasted like chemically treated. I mean it tasted like a chemical. Double adversary again here. Luckily, we have the damage and mobility this time to deal with these jerks. Excuse you. You have no HP. $3 bill is $3 bad. And I mean, and that was like a couple years ago. So I haven't tried Honey Nut Cheerios in a very long time because of that. Like it legit put me off of the cereal forever, I think. And I don't know what caused that taste. Like, I really don't. It didn't taste like cereal. It tasted like the chemicals they used to paint the box. You know, and they don't even use paint on the box. It's just labels. It's just like I don't remember if I told you all this story about my experience with Fiji water, because I used to love Fiji water. Like, it tastes exactly the same. It's just regular old water, but it's better than tap water. But like, for me, like, it was very, I don't know, like, it was a clean tasting water. And then one day, I got like a 6-pack of Fiji, and I I opened up the cap. This is going to require extra time, so I am going to talk while we do a full clear here before I kill Lamb and end the run. I opened up the cap, and I immediately got hit with the smell of kerosene. I kid you not. I kid you not. I still have the bottles from this particular case because no one believes me when I tell them that. But I have independently verified through my friends and family, because I've let them smell it. I said, this is what it smelled like right out of the box. And it smells like straight up kerosene. It's insane. And I don't know why I can't find anyone else in the world who has experienced this. I mean, and like it's not even like the water or whatever it is isn't clear on the inside of these Fiji water bottles. It's clear. Like it's clear. It looks like water. It ain't water. Like, this was after I had taken a sip out of that first little sip, and because I was thirsty, I was like, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah, Fiji water, whatever. I took a sip of it, and I was like, this tastes weird. And I started smelling it, and it was kerosene, like the smell of kerosene. There's just no other way to describe it. Straight up kerosene. And I wonder if, like, any of you had experienced that before, because I haven't bought Fiji water since, and that me talking about Honey Nut Cheerios reminded me of the kerosene water. So post them in the comments down below if you've ever had Fiji water smell or taste like kerosene, because I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to do that. We are going to get the dub here, though. 51 minutes, 51 seconds into the run, into the video. Thank you all very much for making tomorrow happen. The Wacky Wednesdays Invicta Challenge run is on. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. I hope you had a great start to your Tuesdays here in the Mosh Pit. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Relad01, Flox Callan Canstany, and Andrew. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.